It always starts the same way, she said, brushing a lock of hair behind her ear. I meet someone, I get excited, and then it just fades. How soon does it usually fade? I asked. After a few dates, sometimes even before that. And they're good guys, nothing wrong with them. I want to feel more, but I just don't. She was 34, worked in finance, assertive, well put together, beautiful in a way that made people expect her life to be equally polished. At the office, she moved with quiet authority, the kind that made interns scramble and senior partners lean in. Her desk was always organized, her reports always early. But beneath the composure was a quiet ache she rarely let anyone see. Her mother called often, asking if there was someone serious in her life yet. Her father, proud but expectant, always smiled more when she introduced someone who seemed successful and well-mannered. Everyone admired her, but admiration began to feel like a glass box, lovely at look, but impossible to breathe in. Her parents adored the man she brought home. Her friends always said, "He's perfect, what's the problem?" They always wanted to work, she said, and so do I, but it's like this switch flips. One day I'm into it, the next I can't even imagine seeing them again, and I don't know why. There was no drama, no betrayal, just a quiet withdrawal, like the air slowly seeping out of a balloon. She remembered one date in particular. They were at a jazz bar, and he reached across the table, smiling, like she'd hang the moon. She smiled back, but inside, she felt the distance growing. His voice, once intriguing, felt flat. The way he said her name, once electric, suddenly grated. Nothing had changed. And that was the hardest part to explain. How does it feel when that shift happens? I asked. She paused. Disappointing, confusing, like something must be wrong with me. She tried to force it a few times, stayed a little longer, ignored the internal retreat, but it only made the disconnection sharper. It's not that I think it'll hurt me, she clarified. It's that I just stopped wanting to be there. I feel trapped in something that should feel good. We stayed with that feeling for a while, the discomfort, the frustration for not knowing why connection kept slipping away. We continued investigating together with questions that opened space instead of demanding answers. How do you feel at the very beginning when things are still new? She paused, excited, chosen, like there's a glow around everything. Why do you think they like you? I asked. What do you think they see? She hesitated. They say I'm impressive, ambitious, put together. And what do you give them? An image, she said slowly. Someone who looks good beside them, who fits. And what do you wish they give you? That's harder, she admitted. I think I want to feel safe being me, but I don't know if I ever shown them who that really is. I waited a moment. If being, your presence, was a suit you put on, which one are you wearing when you're with them? She closed her eyes. The perfect one, the polished one, the one who doesn't need too much. And what's actually important to you in a relationship? She looked down. honesty, being seen, shared values, someone I can laugh with when things fall apart. Something shifted in her posture, a soft unraveling, the beginning of truth, gently arriving. She mentioned how often the man seems mesmerized at first by her beauty, her ambition, the image of her. She described how their admiration felt good at first, but slowly became uncomfortable. It's like they love the idea of me, she said one day, not really me. And I think I like that too. What do you mean? I think I like being the fantasy, the one they're proud to be seen with, the one they imagine is perfect. But once things get more real, I can't hold it. And then I start to disappear. The words hung in the air, soft but dense with truth. So maybe it's not that something's wrong with you, I said. Maybe it's the fantasy feels safer than being seen. She didn't answer right away. And it's not just them, she added after a while. I do it too. I build a fantasy of who I am and of who they are. I see what I want to see, but then the real parts show up. The boring, the messy, the human. And it feels like the story's over. What if the story isn't over? I said, but just beginning in a different genre, one that's real, not curated. She laughed softly. I don't know if I ever stayed long enough to find out. We wrote something down together. Next time I feel myself pulling away, I'll pause and ask, is this about him or about the version of me I think I have to be? Am I still chasing the fantasy or am I ready to be seen? On her walk home that night, the air felt different. Not lighter exactly, but clearer. She paused at a bakery she usually rushed past, watched a child nagging her mom to buy sweets. She smiled. There was a gentleness growing inside her. Not certainty, not resolution, but a willingness to stay. Later that week, she messaged someone new. This time, not trying to impress, just curious, just present. That wasn't the end of her struggle, but it was the first time she met it with compassion instead of confusion.